So I know it's popular right now, but I just wanted to talk about the sketch situation for a moment. To be blunt, I had no idea this homie existed until the day of controversy, so I'm not biased in his favor in any way. That being said, this whole situation is kinda gross. It started out with many creators, many TikTok detectives, spreading around pictures they believe to be sketch due to similarities between their body, facial structure, and spots and blemishes. I don't really think this is necessarily right, personally. Not how many of them went about it anyway. A lot of people presented these videos as factual, as if they were 100% pictures of sketch, and until confirmed by the source, the site, or hardcore evidence, it isn't right to do. Even once presenting them as theories, they pushed the idea as far as they could to really get them to gain traction, which is the name of the game, trust me, I'm aware. But there are more responsible ways to get your videos out there, maintain audience retention, get clicks, and gain popularity. But both the ones presenting as theories and the ones presenting as facts can't control what their audience and viewers does with that information. People took those pictures and ran with them, blasting him on socials, calling him slurs, insinuating his sexuality, making him an LGBT+ mascot, and treating him as such by both sides of the belief spectrum. Some talking about what he used to do as empowering, but talking down to him now, saying he's in the closet about himself in order to shill for right-wing media or viewers. People have literally said he has internalized homophobia and should be deplatformed because of it. The other side are using it to attack who he is now, saying he couldn't change, and those actions deserve to follow him around forever. Some, like Sneeko, were even worse about the situation, which I may show given how little people take him seriously anyway. Even whenever he does have decent points, he ruins those moments with moments such as these.
Just the craziest thing about Sketch is I'm seeing everyone's like, Sketch is one of the most genuine dudes ever. He's genuinely, I don't know why it's the new Twitch word. He's genuinely one of the most genuine guys ever. No, he's not. He lied to you about his life. You're acting like it was like 2 years ago, he was taking it up and getting paid for it on OnlyFans. One of those genuine guys that he would have been straight up about his life. What a crazy thing to keep secret. It was 2 years ago. 5 years ago, I talked about like regrettably going to a swinger party and made jokes about it. To this day, they still bring it up. They're like, Stinko's and then Sketch gets exposed for like being a gay OnlyFans porn star. It's in the past. Let it go. You're a hero. You're so brave. You're so brave. What the did he do that's brave? He got on OnlyFans, monetized off of it, and then hid it and pretended to be a retard to get fame. And now he's brave because he got exposed for it? What the happened? Like, it's good that he found God. If that's true, that's great. He's a Christian now. I'm very happy for him. One of the most genuine, brave heroes. Is this Bruce Jenner 2.0? You gonna give him an award? And they're acting like as if there's all this negativity. Nobody said anything negative. So they're all like, you're the best friend ever. How are you guys friends? What, you did a collab once and bought him a car for content? You hung out and did a freestyle rap?
I'm not going to post any others here though. Sketch has already came out and addressed them, and again, it feels pretty wrong how this all went down. And I'm not looking to bring attention to all the creators that were willing to farm this, dig up his possible past, and harm the current lifestyle that he chooses to live, all for said attention. That being said, let's get into his response.
Elephant in the room, I got a haircut. Wasn't planning on doing this today, but I guess so. Okay, I'll start from the top. Look at this, open and honest. That was me. 2 years ago, I did some stuff. I'm sorry if you've seen some of the stuff. You know, I'm a changed person. So 2 years ago, I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding. I did. Possibly. I don't know. Thank you to all my people that have been sticking up for me. I understand if you're mad. Okay, I was dealing with some addiction problems. A couple of them. But, no excuse there. I guess. Just trying to give you some background here. I won't do it again. I'm just kidding. Well, I am dead serious about not doing it again. That was a dark time. Rough time. Hey, love my brother Jixie. Not like that, though. Just my brother. I don't know.
So yeah, man owned up to it, that's his past, he ain't that guy now, but he used to be. He was on OnlyFans, did LGBT content, and has had his cheeks clapped for it online. Regardless, he's trying to ride this out, shift gears, and take that thing into his own hands. Instead of being the butt of everyone else's jokes, he is joking around with it himself, and it's honestly really respectable to see. He isn't butthurt, not anymore, but he did take all the backlash pretty hard the night before. He left a FaZe house unexpectedly, leaving behind his shoes and glasses, possible signs that he may have wanted to end his own life, which really sucks.
I've been living under the threat of that coming out for like 2 years. Started social media, just kind of dicking around, had that in my past. I'll tell you what, weight lifted off my shoulders. God is good. God is good. I'll be honest, plan A was, and I will say it candidly, was to probably probably to call it quits if this ever came out. But some people saved me. Shout out Banks. Shout out my parents. Like, shout out y'all. Like, I'm changed. If I was alone and I was at my house, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now.
People really almost pushed this guy so far that he couldn't come back just for the sake of doing so. They should have been respectful, asked him about his past in private if they really wanted to know, instead of attempting to expose it for the world to see. At least give homie a heads up so he can address it beforehand, since it's going to come out anyway, especially when the images may not have been him. They may have been doctored in some way or something like that. Most of the people that made these videos, they never took him as a person into consideration. The internet has left us all desensitized or detached in some regard, and I can't even blame those TikTok detectives alone for that. It's the culture. Whether I agree with it or not, I alone can't change it. Thankfully, FaZe Clan had his back, and got him back home before anything serious could happen, especially since Sketch talked about anxiety and suicidal ideation in relation to fears that those images may come out, and his past come to light. FaZe members and friends of Sketch have recently released many statements in defense of the man that they know, the man he is now that they call a friend, not judging him by his actions prior to their friendship, but by who they know him to be now, which although I don't always agree with FaZe and their drama, this right here I have respect for. I'll give an example here. FaZe Banks tweeted out, "Not everything needs to be broadcast and farmed, but since y'all want to jump to crazy assumptions, Sketch told me to post these receipts. All the FaZe boys were with him last night. Sketch was my homie yesterday, he's my homie today, he'll be my homie tomorrow. You guys are effing weirdos." And he posted this conversation in text where who I assume is FaZe Banks says, "You awake?" Sketch responds with, "I'm sorry bro, I didn't mean to involve y'all." Banks says, "Bro, what do you mean? You're our boy, you didn't have to dip, you didn't involve us in anything bro, you good." Sketch says, "I'm over by the airport, I didn't know what to do, I'm so sorry." Banks says, "Come back, you're good dude. The boys pulled up on me and woke me up, they wanted to make sure you were good. You're good bro. Come back. Raw here, you're the homie." Sketch says, "I'll come now, I just need someone to talk to." Banks says, "Raw posted, come back. You need me to call you a car?" And Sketch was on his way. FaZe Rug says, "Sketch is one of the nicest, most genuine MFs I've ever met, and nothing changes that. The internet is so harsh and can put people in a dark place. Just remember he's human like everyone else too." Which is exactly my point. Trashing a person for their past, especially when they left that past in the past, is one of the things that I hate the most. People can change, redemption arcs are my favorite kind, and hot take, but I believe everyone is entitled to try and go on one. As far as I know, what Sketch did in his past didn't harm anyone. He was in a dark place, he did those actions, but he's not there now, nor is he still doing them, so leave the man alone. Honestly, I had a responsibility to speak on this since I've criticized both the LGBT+ community and members of my own belief, Christianity, for their treatment of others. I've seen both sides attack Sketch in this situation. I've seen people of all backgrounds, religions, and political views both go on the offense against him and the defense for him. It sucks that treating people with decency isn't even something we can all agree on. He didn't do anything to you. Leave him be and let him prove that he's changed. If he doesn't, innocent, then you can criticize his current life choices, but don't bash the man in public for what he did in private years ago, especially whenever he didn't cause any known harm. No matter who you are or what you believe, we have to collectively do better. This guilty till proven innocent and trying people in a court of public opinion is growing very old for me, especially whenever said person is being judged based on a past that has absolutely nothing to do with you and, as far as we know, absolutely harmed no one besides possibly himself. The argument that he should have said something as an influencer knowing that past exists in the eyes of the public somewhere does make sense, but given how much we know keeping that information hidden affected his mental health, he's been torturing himself with it for a while, and we gotta understand how that must feel to him, you know? Plus, who's to say he wouldn't have said anything eventually, whenever he felt more comfortable doing so? Given the responses from people regarding the situation, I can't blame him for being afraid, especially when said fears are being confirmed in real time. He could have handled the situation, came out ahead of it a little if he admitted to it himself and talked about how he's changed from that moment, but he didn't, and it's his story to tell in whatever way at whatever time that feels right for him. This can just be a learning experience for others as well as for him about how things such as this can be handled differently in the future. We all make mistakes. He shows he grows from them, and that's a good quality to have. I'm proud of how far he seems to have come. I'm really glad that he had people that supported him and who he grew into, and I hope he realizes the significance of that in the future. If he ever feels down or afraid, he now has proof that he's not alone and has people he can confide in, and I'm really happy about that. That's all I gotta say. Have a great day. Thank you.